Stop cooking it.
Yes, sir. We back in business. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Alex G. I am alongside Mal, and this is the A Couple of Things podcast where we talk. Blah, blah. I fumbled the intro. Jesus.
It's a couple. I'm gonna redo it for you. It's a couple thing pod. Wait, it's a couple things podcast.
Couple things.
Where we talk about a couple things.
What is going on, everybody?
No, you don't gotta start over.
No, I'm starting over.
It's real. You make it real.
It ain't real.
You mess up.
Real is what you make it.
Real is real.
They ain't even do the
Not
knowledge.
a lot of real people out there, you know.
I do know.
Real is real.
And you just know.
Yeah. You pick up on people's realness. You know when people are real. That's less. Being real is what? Being honest, being humble, being you, always.
That's it.
Not stirring the pot, not being messy.
Staying out of everybody's business.
Am I projecting? Being respectful. A lot of family drama today, guys. I'm not gonna get into it, but
Anyway,
I don't
it's your
like
boy Alex.
disrespectful people, because that's not real. You could get your point across without being crazy and mad, and if you can't do that, you're not real. Sorry. If you gotta lie on other people's names so people could back you up in a conversation, you're not real. If you can't give people both sides of a story when you want them to give their opinion, you're not real. And I'm a victim of that, so I know. And you were a victim too. People love to try to slander your name when they lost to you. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yes, sir. We are back in business. I don't know. I don't even know what is going on, yo. I've been sleepy. I've been tired. Right after this, I'm about to chop up this edit, and I'm going to bed. Yeah, I actually don't even know.
I mean, I wrote down some stuff.
I've been like out the. What's happened?
Nothing really happened this week. I mean,
it's all the same stuff.
Yeah, mostly in the news was updates on the Travis Scott situation, the Astroworld, lawsuits are piling up.
Over 100 now, I think, is the total count.
Mm-hmm. There's been press conferences with some of the people who were there.
People camped outside his house.
Yeah, weirdos.
I'm here to quadruple down.
What?
I'm not one of those people that runs away and strays away from backlash or tries to appease anybody's what the public opinion is or what anybody's gripes are. I'm here to quadruple down that all that fake performative.
It's performative.
I'm not a fan anymore. Yeah. I'm throwing away issues.
On TikTok, people are literally putting a caption to boost this. When you're on Spotify, you could go to Travis Scott's page and say mute his thing, so that when it says I don't know how Spotify works, but apparently there's play. He won't come up when it says play new artists.
On a playlist or something.
Yeah. You guys aren't doing nothing. His sales were up 40%. Streams were up 40%. I thought he was canceled. He sold $15,000 this week in a 3-year. Sorry, 15,000 units this week in a 3-year-old album. Cancel culture is so real. He gained 1 million followers on Instagram. Cancel culture. I hope I get canceled one day because it seems great.
Seems fun.
And this is not me defending Travis. It's just I hate the whole when people have an issue with something, they always need one person to blame. Nobody's saying nothing about Live Nation, security, the way the barricades were set up. People who were there literally said, whoever set up these these barricades need to go to jail. Whoever allowed all these people to jump over the gates. Okay, yeah, Travis Scott encourages the craziness. He should be held accountable and to know you got to stop doing that. You can't be inciting stuff. Okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, people don't even have all the facts. They take bits and pieces of what they're getting from TikTok and think that they're expert. They're detectives. They're lawyers. You guys have no credentials in real life. I hate these TikTok activists, these social media activists, these social media lawyers who read one article on law. Now you expert. Now you a lawyer. Did you pass the bar? Did you go to law school? People don't got certifications or anything tangible to back up.
Wait, hold on. I gotta remember I got the gunshot button.
You're not an expert. You're not certified.
Wait, I got 2 different types.
You didn't go to law school.
Which one you want?
You didn't pass the bar. All of them.
All of them.
You didn't pass the bar. You didn't put in that work. But you a lawyer. The Law and Order thing.
It gets crazy.
people, it's all these losers and who, you know, in real life couldn't become a detective. So now they go on social media and pretend they're a detective. Like a lot of social media people are losers. I will say that most people who doing this, a girl staying outside the house, you're a loser. It's fake activism. You don't care. You care about the clout. That's why you was posing for the pics.
Yeah, that's the funny part is that literally they were posing for the pig. Hey, I'm outside, guys.
Yep. Was that even his house? I don't even know.
It was his house.
Okay, so they did find his house. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on. People posting TikTok saying, "Look at Travis after the event." From like, it was like a 3-year-old video. I'm like, I hope he sues for defamation because you guys are doing the most. Like, let's stick to the facts, and like it's disrespectful to the victims too. Like, let's stick to the facts and figure out what happened.
Clout chasing off of people dying is crazy.
Yeah, and trying to get a come up off of this is crazy too. Some of those people at the concert, I don't know if these lawsuits are gonna go through because they just trying to make a come up now. There's always gonna be those people. Like, you know, no disrespect. I know there are people who were traumatized at that event and who were in that mosh pit who would deserve money and compensation. Some people, I could guarantee you, probably weren't even anywhere near that trying to make money off of this.
Let me ask you this, right? Because initially in our first the episode we did before this was like right when it happened.
Yeah,
I initially said it's Travis's fault too.
Like initially, from like when you first heard about everything.
But now that I'm really thinking about it, how much of it is really his fault, right? Because I'm starting to think back, like he's been doing this for years. He
always had, and nobody had an issue with it until people died.
Literally the guy that was bloodied in the mouth, I think it was his show, or it might have been a Rocky show or something. Mm-hmm. It was either one of those two.
There was no public outrage.
Bloodied in the mouth, he's smiling for the cam, all that kind of stuff. This has been going on for years.
And people go to these things knowing that they want that. Like I literally was like, oh, I want to rage. Like they want to get hurt for some reason. It's like a thrill for them.
Yeah,
it's like a release. They don't want to die, of course, but people go for the punching and the rage. It's called moshing. The pushing people. That's literally what they go for. They open up the circle and they push each other, and they act wild out.
For me, it's one thing if he was doing this on a festival that wasn't his necessarily.
Yeah, like Rolling Loud.
But people came for that, knowing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna.
And there were other acts.
And this is
but
not.
You could have left after that.
This is definitely not a victim blame situation.
Yeah.
But I'm more so just saying, like, it's crazy to see how this has been a known thing. Like that's just like a part of the performance experience, and that obviously something bad, tragic happened. So it makes sense. But this is not anything new.
The fainting is not new. Like people don't properly hydrate when they go into these things. So the fainting is not new. People are like, oh my God, people shouldn't be fainting. No, people shouldn't be going to mosh pits dehydrated because we didn't faint at his show.
Or even just regular concerts because
you're in a hot environment and it's cramped.
People faint at festivals all the time.
Mm-hmm. This is not new and people take drugs. These people are on drugs.
Or alcohol. Alcohol literally dehydrates you.
And take too much. Or drink too much.
And I have to keep saying this is not victim blaming.
It's not.
So
it's being rational. It's seeing the whole picture.
It's just very interesting. The Travis meme, well, what became a meme, him at his concert with the flames in the background, him holding up the thing. Like all that stuff, all of the stuff like that and everything before it was hilarious.
Now it's great. Demonic.
Even when people were getting injured back then, but now it's a demonic thing. It's just interesting.
Like we were saying last episode, his name is Lil Flame. That's been a part of his whole thing. That's just people who want to talk about demonic. Like that is known like in the rock star culture, flames, red, all that stuff. It's just known to be the theme. Nobody's trying to go to hell. Nobody's trying to conjure up the devil. Humans are the ones that associate fire and red with hell. Why? We don't know. Hell might not have even fire at all. Like
which is also interesting because
it's just all this man-made stuff that people want to just act like it's so, but no proof.
With the story of the
Does hell even exist?
With the story of the 10 Commandments, it's funny because who was talking to He was being, God, I forget the religious, and I hate to say character, but the religious person. Mm-hmm. Was it Moses?
I honestly this might be bad, but I really don't have a lot of knowledge at all. It's
been a minute since I've been to Sunday school or anything like that. Yeah, but I think it was Moses. But the story of the 10 Commandments, he's being talked to by God through the burning bush. The bush is literally on fire. Yeah,
I know that story. Yeah. But now fire is associated with evil. Fire is literally what runs this world. We wouldn't even be able to probably eat without fire. Like that's like the basic elements.
You turn on your gas stove.
Yeah, so we're conjuring the devil when I go make soup. Like since when did fire become evil? Fire is literally an element. The main, isn't it like 4 elements? Earth, wind, fire. You need fire. So now it's evil.
They make great music.
Yeah. Earth, wind, fire. Like people are just crazy. I actually like when I read some of these comments, I'm genuinely concerned.
It's crazy.
I think there's a lot of psychotic people in this
really
world. Like I'm genuinely, they really believe it.
They really believe
it's a cult. We talked about this in other things, other podcasts. These people who are super religious are in a cult and don't see it, and are blinded by it. They'll do anything in the name of their God, and it's just scary. It's very scary.
I'm not gonna jump into that particular part because I would love to have somebody that's maybe expert would be the right word, but an expert in their particular religion to have a more constructive conversation
about their beliefs
instead of tearing down.
Yeah, I'm not tearing it down, but I'm saying like you see people literally knock down the Twin Towers in the name of their God. Like people will justify crazy acts in the name of whoever their God is that they look up to, evil acts in the name of their God. Like it's just, I don't know.
I wish we were having this. I wasn't expecting the intro this way.
I know.
But first of all,
we just jumped right into it.
Just a quick bite. This is the little Fortnite death sound that I have in our soundboard just because it was funny. But Fortnite is weird.
Oh, because of what they did?
Weird for removing
the emote.
So people died at a concert, but the whole game's premise is about
killing people.
Kill 100 people and you win.
You had to be the last one standing. You had to kill anybody in your way.
It's
but
hilarious.
now they're so what's the word, like
holier than thou,
and they care their morals. But the whole game is violent. The game is literally a violent game.
And again,
they thought by making it colorful and cartoonish that it takes away the violence of it. No, it's still a violent game.
The headshot still gives you
battle royale.
The headshot still gets you the kill faster.
Yeah.
But and this is again, I just have to keep interjecting. This is not a Travis.
We're not defending
a Save Travis party. But
it's just looking at all aspects. It's being rational.
This is more so just a commentary about public reaction more so than Travis himself.
Mm-hmm. And how the public reaction is severe, and how there's different intentions with each person. Some person wants to they want to make that TikTok feeding off of this, knowing that they're kind of they're doing the most and they're reaching, but they know it's gonna get views. Yeah, that's not evil and demonic.
But that's why I have certain feelings about TikTok as a company and
all social media.
Just in general. But they've at least taken a step to take down those videos because a lot of them are misinformation.
It's misinformation. I literally reported like mad videos today for misinformation because it's just crazy. Like that, like I said, that was like that footage of him in a car in Europe and he was like dancing to the music. And whoever, that page has almost 1 million followers and like, this is a look into Travis after Astroworld. And everybody's like, look at him. He doesn't care. Like, that's crazy. Now you're literally getting more people to have this hatred towards Travis. It's like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but
that's crazy to me that you have that power.
For what gain though?
People want clout. They're weirdos. They think it's gonna bring them clout. They get off on that. 100,000 views. They get off on that. They got 1 million views and 300,000 likes. Like they're getting off on that. These people are weird. There's a lot of weirdos in this world, insecure, and they get off on certain things. And that's what they get off on that clout. They get a rush from it because they feel important because they're irrelevant in real life. That's how I feel like it.
My bad. I forgot.
I'm on my shot spot.
We gotta utilize these buttons.
I just gotta let you guys know I'm amped up today. So you might get some real like honest things from me today because I'm really on like
I gotta add
I'm on 10.
The silencer one, but
I was calm. Started out as a beautiful day.
Just trying to get clout off of TikTok
off
the names of dead people is insane.
Really,
y'all the real sick ones to be honest.
Yeah, they act like they care about they're doing this in the name of Travis. No, you're doing this name for clout. And look what you're criticizing Travis, but look what you're doing. You're making part 3s and part 4s and part 5s on TikTok. And because you're profiting off of these people who just died, because you're making money, some people make money off these TikToks. You're the sick one. You're on YouTube making body language videos.
And this is not to say that you shouldn't.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're talking about it.
No, but like I'm saying more so like you should be able to make the money off of it, but you're making money off of the misinformation and all, and you're not even being informative.
You're not being unbiased either. Like, if you want to make a whole video on the issue of Travis and the issue of rage culture, then do that. Be unbiased and say, Travis has a history of this. You could use his documentary. People were making good points. People use that documentary, the Bird's Eye Tour one, where they showed it. Like, he got arrested for inciting riots. He told people to break in before. Then, yeah, be unbiased. Say your opinion and say, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so are involved, but today we're going to focus on Travis Scott's involvement. You want to speak on Travis Scott's involvement? Then do that. But don't make it seem like it's all his fault. He was watching him carry out dead bodies. Like, no, he wasn't. That person that was passed out in that video is alive. Not saying that it's right that he passed out, but he literally just passed out from dehydration. He's fine. So what? Like you guys are talking about, he watched him carry out a dead body. Now you're lying on people. That person wasn't dead. So I just feel like it's like why are you like spewing opinions that aren't even based or backed with facts. This is backed on what you want to believe. Honestly, not even what you heard is what you want to believe, and you want to paint Travis to be this evil person, and it doesn't go with your narrative. If you're wrong, it doesn't go with your narrative if that person actually didn't die. It doesn't go with your narrative that he actually did stop the show a few times to make sure past that people were okay. That doesn't go with people's narrative. So they try to avoid it, when you bring it up.
Yeah, but he still okay.
Yeah, he still did this. He still took that person's shoe in the last show. Yeah, but you're wrong. So now you're trying to bring up other stuff to deflect from the fact that you were wrong instead of just being wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong.
People eat bacon.
People eat bacon, and they want to talk about what's evil.
People eat bacon.
I thought you're not supposed to eat that.
It's okay. Let's move on.
People are gluttonous. People are fat and overweight and got diabetes, but they want to worry about godliness. Gluttony? I thought gluttony is a sin.
I'm about to get on my nori.
You just had sex with 6 niggas last week.
Oh, Jesus
But
Christ.
you holy. You're not married. Where's the ring? Where's the ring? Travis is a demon. But you're not a demon for your sins? Like, don't play with me, bro. I'm on 10 today. I'm on everybody's neck. So anybody who come for me, I'm ready.
Again, let me reiterate again. This is not a defend Travis. This is a criticism of public reaction.
Yeah, and criticism of people trying to get clout off dead people.
Yeah.
Like, look at you. You're sick. Sick.
Bro. So you can get the fuck off
Like,
TikTok.
we get it. We've been to a Travis show. He literally told us he wants to see blood. We know. We went to the shows.
We seen it.
People who never even went to a freaking concert. Travis at that. We seen it with our eyes. We know that he's crazy. He do be encouraging the craziness. But I don't think he wants anybody to die. People he watched people die. Why would Travis willingly commit career suicide? I want someone to answer that. If he knew people were dying and he knew there would be crazy outrage, why would he not? Like, are people dumb? Did they think he would willingly risk his career?
Yes, they do.
Like, are you that stupid? If you were saying Travis is selfish, he didn't stop the show. No, dummy. If he was selfish, he would have definitely stopped the show to make sure that nobody died because he knew that he would lose his endorsements.
I'm never going to be able to show this on the camera properly, but this is just the video with the guy that was swinging from the balcony of the show that we were at.
That's the guy that jumped?
No,
This
is the guy that jumped the first time.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody can see this, but this is the video that we were at.
Like, we were there at an infamous show. It wasn't just any show. It was literally a show where somebody is paralyzed. We have the experience to talk about, to give our opinion, because we actually been to a show of his where somebody got hurt.
I forgot this. People were sitting and hanging off the thing.
Oh yeah, they were. Their feet were hanging.
Their feet were dangling. I didn't even realize that.
But they were behind the gate.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah, they were behind the banister or whatever. And that's another thing too. People like he encouraged him to jump. No, he did not. That man was hanging for like a good 10 minutes, and then he looked like he was about to jump. Travis stopped to make sure that people catched him. Caught him. Sorry. If Travis didn't care, he would have said, "Oh, let him jump." No, he literally stopped the show saying, "Oh, you're gonna jump? You're gonna jump? All right, they're gonna catch you. He was trying to literally encourage him so before he fell to the ground and got hurt.
And he was all right.
Huh?
I said, and he was all right.
Yeah, he was all right. He was fine.
He
went down and probably was moshing with us and we didn't even know.
If I look in the archives, I could probably find the moment he actually jumped down. But yeah.
I have mad videos on my phone too, but I don't even feel like going through them because I record too much.
I ain't about to do that, but wasn't supposed to start off with a Travis pod. But.
Yeah, like we're just saying we know that Travis has a history of this. We know that the encouraging he probably could take it down a notch, and I hope he does. I hope he learned from this to take it down a notch. But we're gonna be rational. We're gonna say, what else? Even with Travis doing that, nobody should have died because he's been doing this and nobody died. You know? What was wrong with this show in particular?
Just like everybody at Rolling Loud a couple days earlier was doing the same thing.
Ooh, I look cute in that video. Send me that.
This one?
Yeah, what was that? I look cute. Send me that.
Okay.
That was 2017. Oh my God, we were babies. I was a baddie. I'm still a baddie, but at college I was stunning on these people. But babe, don't play with me for real. You know.
I'm abusing this soundboard today.
You know,
sometimes I'll be forgetting
people
it.
used to come up to me like, "Oh my God, I watch your YouTube videos." I'm like, You do?
Let's get out this Travis topic. What else we got?
Yeah, because we talked about it enough last week. We had a whole hour.
That's a whole 20 minutes on Travis.
Yeah.
And I really don't. Well, I'm gonna watch my words, but I really don't care that much to be talking about Travis. Like that.
Right. I mean, if you want to talk about before we get into these topics, we can talk about Don the Deluxe drop tonight.
First of all, that is not what happened in the last bullet point. That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
No, I wrote that. I wrote that to be funny.
All right, let's get started. Jesus.
We'll get there. But before we get into the topic, we can talk about Don the Deluxe drop.
Now hold on. Let's make sure we get some. Let me see. Let's see what we got here.
I don't even. These is random.
Whatever. Stuff. Don the Deluxe drop.
We're gonna listen to it. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know about what's really much new. I saw a few new songs, and obviously, Life at the Party finally dropped. So, and Kanye's marketing. I feel like this was definitely marketing. He had everybody in New York yesterday wear his mask and the headphones and the Gap jacket, the full fit Balenciaga shoes.
Or even more important,
were they Croc boots? I don't think they're.
They had a bunch of different shoes on.
No, but what's the one boot that he kept wearing?
The Balenciaga.
They were
Crocs.
Balenciaga Croc boots. Okay, ugly, but whatever.
Or he didn't orchestrate. That.
He might not organize that. His fans might just be that crazy. Like we be riding for Kanye. Yeah, well, me.
You.
They're worse though, because I wasn't doing that. But I thought that was cool. If it was marketing, he always just does it good. He's just good at what he does. But yeah, Don the Deluxe, go listen, go stream that. I'm not getting paid from this. Kanye don't know me. I'm just a super fan. And I'll admit that because I'm real. I'm real. So I'll admit I'm a weirdo and obsessed with somebody who doesn't know I exist. Because I'm real. I can admit that. Anyway, I don't know. You want to talk about these topics? Because I know sometimes you get bored of my topics.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about capitalism.
I was going to say how capitalism isn't bad. And
you got to start your spin-off economics pod.
Yeah, we're going to talk, we like to talk about financial stuff, but I just want to talk about the fact, this is just briefly, but people really don't know what capitalism is. If there was no capitalism, you wouldn't be able to have an iPhone.
You wouldn't be listening to this.
You wouldn't be listening to this. You wouldn't be on Twitter ranting about how you hate capitalism. I don't think people know what capitalism is.
I think people think capitalism is the concept that people could get rich without tax liabilities and take advantage of
the poor.
The poor or the middle, mostly the poor, but the middle class.
Capitalism just means that you as an individual could be an owner of your company without government involvement. That's really all that means. It's not that deep.
So that Instagram boutique that you see scrolling through.
Yeah, it exists because of capitalism.
They wouldn't be able to do that if capitalism didn't exist.
Twitter exists.
In a place just like China or something.
Yep.
Or Russia.
Twitter exists because a man named Jack Dorsey and whoever else decided to make a Twitter account because he, as an individual in a capitalism society, has the ability to do that.
Just like everybody else.
Yep. In other countries, they can't do that. They can't make a social media. They don't have that right. They can't make a business. You want to be communist? If everybody wants to be communist, let's go. Let's be communist. I guess people who hate capitalism want to be communists. So let's be communists then, where government has control of everything and you have no rights. Since that's what people want. You wouldn't even have that right to complain about capitalism if it wasn't for capitalism. You wouldn't even be able to have that opinion on a social media site if it wasn't for capitalism. You would be on a government-controlled, government-monitored social media. And if you did own a company, like you said, right, in like socialist and communist societies, government could still come in and take it over whenever they can. So, in a capitalist society like America, me, as an individual, could start a business. I could get an LLC. I could sell clothes. I could do whatever I can because we live in this great capitalist society. I understand there's other issues with rich people using the backs of others to get what they want. That's a whole other issue. If you want to talk about morals, if you want to talk about people using others to get to where they want, we could go into that conversation. But that has nothing to do with capitalism. People would be like, oh, but capitalism encourages that behavior. No. That you as a person encourages that behavior. If you're a selfish person, you're going to be a selfish person in any economic structure, dummies. You think if you're a socialist, the selfishness is going to go away? If anything, in the socialist society, it would probably be worse. Socialism was, based off what I read, sounds like it would be a disaster. But that's just my opinion. Because socialism is what? Like when the community is like a collective ownership, right? Collectively. I don't know if I read information wrong, but what? I'm just saying, like, people don't. Because I feel like there are educated people who have their opinions on capitalism, right? But most people on Twitter who make these tweets aren't educated, haven't taken a single business course in their life. And they just think that they feel like they have an idea of what capitalism is and just vents about it, right? Like, Capitalism is horrible. All right, so this is my new thing. Alex put me on. My new thing is when people argue with you or just act crazy, just ask questions. Because then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to answer it. So if people have a problem with capitalism, it's like, all right, so what type of system should we have instead? Right? That's all. Watch them tremble, and not even say what type of system we should have, right? Because they wouldn't even know. Because what is the better for you? What do you think would be a better alternative to capitalism?
There is no better alternative.
But if we had to get rid of capitalism, what would you want?
Capitalism. Because no other way makes sense.
It doesn't.
Nothing is going to appease people. I think that the lives that people want to have,
they don't have it, so they're mad and they want somebody to blame.
Don't finish my sentence. The life that people want to have most closely resembles a capitalist society, not any of the other structures. So there's no good alternative for that. Like if you want to live how you see rich and wealthy people live, you need capitalism for that. Billionaires and all that still exist in Russia, but Russia has, well, Putin specifically. I'm going to watch my words carefully. I don't want to get sniped down. Looking out the windows.
Yeah, you better watch out. They probably got something on YouTube where they'll scan that.
Hands is all in their pockets and regulating and all types of stuff that they could do, that the businesses can do far beyond just your regular SEC violations and all that other stuff. No, Putin is coming to see your business. Jack Ma said one thing about the Chinese government and he disappeared for months.
Like,
I don't even know if anybody's seen him in public in damn near a year. Mm-hmm. Made him disappear.
But people think that's better than capitalism.
Yeah, it's just what people...
It's just people. A lot of people are just projecting the fact that they're not in a place they want to be and they just want to blame everybody.
We benefit too much, right, off of capitalism because I'm sitting in a building that
somebody randomly decided to build.
Built on capitalism, speaking into a mic off of capitalism.
A couch, Wayfair. Somebody started Wayfair. An individual started Wayfair.
Into an interface that was built off capitalism.
Off a phone that was made by Steve Jobs.
Into a computer that was built off capitalism.
All these, like, literally everything that we see is more than likely than not, an individual like you and me decided to create. So you hate capitalism, but everything around you is capitalism. Everything around you is a product of capitalism. You talk about you hate capitalism on an app that was made because of capitalism, off of a phone that Steve Jobs decided to create for you. You didn't have to do that. And we could have had some government regulated phones where they tapped in all 24/7 listening. Like they do in other countries. They literally watch people in other countries because everything is government related. No privacy. You're not allowed to have privacy. In China, you're not allowed to have more than 2 kids. I don't know what the rule is now. They make these rules. But capitalism is bad. I guess communism is a better alternative. I guess so.
All right, what's next?
I was saying people just need to do their education.
Yeah, do their education. Everybody go out there and do your education.
People need to do their research before speaking on things. And a lot of people are misinformed. And they think because social media is such this fast life that people think that they don't even need to do any type of study to learn anything. They feel like because they saw one tweet, they're expert in capitalism. And that's the scary thing about social media is the lack of need. People feel like they need to have or do to actually further their knowledge. Go read a book. Go read an article. Like, people feel like they see one tweet and they're expert on capitalism. Like, no. You don't even know what capitalism is. Tell me the definition. People wouldn't even be able to tell you. And then their excuse is, oh, well, if capitalism it breeds evilness. It breeds selfish people. It breeds people like underpaying workers. We have system in place in this capitalism society that if people were being underpaid, there's regulations, jobs, like there's unions. A lot of workers are protected. So what is really your issue? Like if people were being so badly abused in the workplace, all that would be national news. Most times when you hear those stories, it's from other countries. It's not any U.S. Companies, and there's different overseers. And like if you have a branch of Apple in a different country, that don't got nothing to do with Steve Jobs. Why you mad at Apple? Whoever is over there in India not taking care of their employees, that don't got nothing to do with our society and Steve Jobs. That got to do with whoever's overseeing that that location, right? Like people just I don't know. They don't know what to be mad at. I think a lot of people are just mad that they're not prospering. I'm gonna be dead honest. A lot of people, I feel like they're just mad that they're not prospering. They don't care about their fellow man. They don't care. They're just mad that they're not benefiting off of capitalism, right? Like people act like they're so holy and so selfishless. No, you're not.
Selfless.
So, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to see me being real again. Sometimes I say dumb stuff. I'm not 100% smartest person in the world. Selfless. I knew that.
Nobody thought that.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm talking about people need to do research and be educated, and I'm talking like I'm uneducated.
I'm sure this will get views, but
what, Kevin Samuels?
I never want to talk about him.
We just want to talk about Kevin Samuels and Brittany Renner, but don't know why they linked.
We know why they linked.
Marketing
That's
geniuses.
because I'm gonna steal. Well, it's not stealing. I feel this way, but somebody posted a video, and it's a shame that I don't know who it is because I don't watch this stuff. I'm not for the and there's not nothing against it. I'm just not for the drama tea sort of YouTube. But I did see somebody make a very intriguing YouTube title. Is that the title of the video?
Yeah. Or thumbnail?
I was about to say caption, but yeah, it's the title was why IG blank. I don't know what word they used. I don't think it was model though. I think they used something a little bit different. Why IG whatever are attracted to Kevin Samuels. Not physically, but why does it seem
like
that...
they associate themselves with...
More so, why does it seem that women love getting shitted on by Kevin Samuels? Yeah,
because some girls will get up and they'll be like, yes, I'm dumb. Gonna be me, but...
Or like they hate him, but then they want to go on the thing.
They call in.
So they were speaking specifically regarding this situation. So I just thought it was very interesting. I mean, shout out to the person with the thought-provoking question. I wish I knew who it was. I would love to give credit, but this is just another one of those things. Like, she went on academics knowing that she was going to get bodied.
I mean, they know that it helps them though too.
Yeah, of course.
Self-promo. So at the end of the day,
the academics won't hurt her though.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell she was quiet. But then she goes and does Adam 22. Then she's going to go do Kevin Samuels. And then she's just going to go to all the guys that will call her out. Mm-hmm. And it is interesting thought.
The thing with Kevin Samuels though, like, I don't know what that is. I don't know if they plan on pushing out content with that. I don't know. Because the thing was, the only thing I saw was that they it was like a Instagram story. And they were like I feel like they were in a designer store or something. And like, she's like, I don't know. And then he posted some weird screenshot where like she texted him and was like, I'm about to like show out for you or something.
Rock your world.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock your world. I think she commented that and he pinned it on like Instagram or something. So they're weird because I mean I think it's all marketing, but it's just funny because Kevin Samuels really does say all he says and he's not married. I think that's the funny part about Kevin Samuels. He really be like, I hate when people try to give you advice from a situation that they're not even in.
The only thing that I will give him, though, about this is that he's speaking not from a perspective of marriage. I don't think most of the time.
In his shows, that's what he's saying. He was like, are you a high-value woman? What makes you think a man wants to marry you? Oh, you have 3 kids? No man wants to marry you. So his thing is always marriage.
But I think that would be more applicable if he was talking to a man, like why women won't marry you. But he's talking to women.
He talks to men too. But he says a lot of times women receive it more. That's why it's more, the woman thing is more popular. Because he said he has a whole segment where he like shits on men too.
Yeah, but it's barely. We know that's not what he's getting views and
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's focusing on the women because that's more so his audience.
Yeah. So.
But I'm saying like he's still kind of be talking about situations on marriage when he doesn't have success in marriage, you know. And I feel like I don't know, there's something about people giving advice for something that they don't have success in that rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I typically would agree. And this scenario,
I don't even disagree with what he be saying. Like he really be saying some real stuff. Like he is brutally honest. Like I do, like some of the stuff he's saying, I really do feel like it's brutal honesty. Like saying that a woman's marriage value lowers when you have kids, I think that's obvious. Lots of times men, you know. Not saying that you won't find another partner, but lots of times some people don't want to, you know, sign it up into a life that they're taking care of someone else's kids, you know? Like, that's brutally honest.
Because then you're signing up for the other person. Like
their responsibility,
You're signing up for the man, too.
Yeah, to be involved in your life. Not could be messy and scary.
He might get mad.
He might kill you.
You don't know what's going on.
So him saying that it lowers your value, don't be mad at that. That's facts. Like, as a man yourself, you will want to have your first child. I feel like you and your partner, when you have a kid, you want that to be your first partner together. Like, I want that to be our experience together. And a lot of people feel that way. So you can't get mad that Kevin Samuels said your value is lower. It is. Your marriage value does lower when you are a baby mama. Sorry.
I also think that women are more accepting of man's situation.
Baggage,
than a man would be.
And that's your own fault. Be more have more respect for yourself. Don't accept so much bad. I'm telling you, I'm being real today. I feel like, honestly, men have more respect for themselves than women do. Women put themselves in these situations. No, I really feel like that.
All right.
Women put themselves in these situations where they know they're being cheated on, know that a man's not treating them right, but they stay. Men will leave. I will say that men will leave. And they will leave for the most part. And don't look back. Women don't. And I'm sorry, that's from my perspective and my experience with females, like, friends or just people, acquaintances. That's how I feel. Men, I feel like have more respect for themselves. Call me a pick me.
All right. So
call me a pick me, but I've been picked already.
Don't touch this.
I've been picked.
First of all,
that's not the Saint Laurent, is it?
No, it's not.
You sold the Saint Laurent,
but this is the premium leather.
I don't care.
Smell it. It smells.
Yeah,
that's high quality. It was still expensive.
Ooh, did I get makeup on today? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a marketing ploy. They're smart. They both know what they're doing, and good for them. Get the bag.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's where it starts.
Get the bag. They trolling. Get the bag. More views, more clicks for both of them.
I don't personally care. I'm not watching it. I never, outside of Vine, I never really. She was that person back then with Vine era, but after that, she looks like everybody else. So.
The crazy thing is, she was like
no disrespect.
Different. No, I'm saying that.
Let me clear that up. No disrespect at all. I'm just saying that as time progressed, like she was like
few people. Nobody had a butt like that, back then.
Like the first before like the IG model kind of exploded.
Like she stood out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
because me personally, for like my gym goals, I looked at her. I was like, oh wow, like because I don't think she got surgery. Like I think that's homegrown. Like you could tell, especially when you saw her next to Meg Thee Stallion. She looked like me. Tiny. She looked small. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like the perspective is crazy. But yeah, like for me, for my gym goals, like it's crazy to see her kind of turn into a cornball, because I used to really thought she was cool with Vine and like all that. I'm like, she's kind of became a sellout for the corny world and a baby mama and. But yeah. So we're gonna talk about next. Do you want to jump into the? What's his name? Is his name Kyle Rittenhouse? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know. You guys should, because this is like current event right now. The trial is going on for Kyle Rittenhouse, and it's not looking good for justice being served. Lots of times, I feel like there's a lot of what's the word when people come together to make things go in their favor.
Collusion.
Yes. See, you've been on a lot of colluding going on between these peoples. A lot of these palm people be protecting themselves, especially when they're racist, and especially when it comes to guns, because these pro Second Amendment people be going crazy, right? Like they will die about that, right? So when you mix all those variables together, this case is not looking like there's gonna be any justice, to be honest. Like it started out already bad with the jury only having one black person, which I don't think that, like I saw Chili from TLC made a statement saying how she doesn't really think that's necessarily a bad thing, because, if good people are on there, that's all that matters. Skin doesn't matter, But when you got to think deeper though with these type of situations, this is like a history in this country where they purposely choose certain people to make sure that they kind of get their way. We saw with the OJ case. And it's getting weird because the judge is defending, like at one point, like he was defending Rittenhouse, like in the courtroom. And everybody was like, whoa, you would have thought the judge was the defense attorney, because he was going hard for him. And then to make matters worse, why did I say screenshots? I don't know. There was a song, some song that was written by somebody. Maybe that's why I said screenshots. Maybe I have like the full explanation of who was playing or like what the song was. But apparently it was like a song. It's like a God Bless America or some song that somebody who like worked with Trump wrote. And the judge's phone went off and the ringtone was that. So it's getting weird, And then, with him crying, that was like the biggest thing. I was clowning him. He was crying. So you think he's getting off? I think he's getting off. I mean, I don't know 100%.
I don't even know what to say about these situations anymore. Like, I have nothing to say, which is sad because it's like.
And here's a little more. It was God Bless America, God Bless the USA. It was a song by Trump supporter Lee Greenwood, who performed at Trump's inauguration. So that's the song that was playing from Bruce Schroeder's phone, who's the judge.
It's a shame because you would think that.
That makes you unbiased. You're a Trump supporter. So you're pro the Second Amendment. You're a Republican. You're pro people self-defense. Even though this kid's mom actually drove him across state lines with a gun, which is illegal, to go mess with these people. You wouldn't have even been there. You inserted yourself into the situation and was messing with those people, and just thought that now it was self-defense, and you killed them.
Yeah, I don't really have anything constructive here. This is not because I'm afraid to speak on politics or anything like that. It's mostly just because you would just assume, like, there's a lot of really terrible things going on all over the world, and you would just expect this country, this place of all places, to be the standard, especially the way other countries look at the U.S. in terms of, unless they really don't, because other countries don't, they don't perceive us a certain way. But just if you look at the overall, the ideas of the American dream, finance, and just the excess that we live in, and food, and having resources and infrastructure, all that stuff, you would just think that things like this would be so simple and clear cut. It's just a shame that we have to be on edge and wonder what the outcome is going to be, even though we know the truth is clear as day. It's just a shame that that's like where we are here.
Yeah.
And that's really
it shouldn't even be a conversation.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and give my positive outlooks or negative outlooks on these cases anymore, because who knows? Like, it's like everything is up in the air, but more times than not, it hasn't been in the favor of justice. And this is not, even if this was people of under different circumstances, if this was people from different colors, different beliefs, anything, just in general, I'm always on the side of the truth and justice. But even on top of that, given the factor of race, it just makes these sorts of cases even bigger. So I don't, that's all I got. Like, I can't really even speak on it because it's going to probably end up being disappointing as always.
Yeah. And it's just crazy that we live in a world like this, because it really shouldn't be like, you shouldn't have to worry. Like, that's a crazy concept to think about, that you have to worry about what color the people on the jury are. That's so bizarre. It should be, if it's good people who focus on the truth, that's all that should matter. It shouldn't be, there's one black juror, and like, that's sad that we have to like be on the edge about stuff like that. But that's the history of this country. These white people made racism. They made race in general a concept that's like shouldn't even be a thing. I know there are, as far as our color being different, like our race being different, I know there are actually like different, there are factors. Like, remember I just got blood work and there's a whole thing about African American, like a separate thing. Because there are differences biologically, there are, but I think mentally we all are pretty much the same, right? Even though they could be deeper stuff. That could be a whole different conversation about the other day about how some people brains could run differently.
The predisposition to some of those diseases and things are from racism and stuff like that. That's just passed down genetically.
Oh yeah, true. Because the reason why like black people's levels might be higher is because black people ate a certain way because of like racism and like not having access to certain foods. So all those diseases get passed down, all that trauma. There's a lot to unpack. Our country is far from getting anywhere with this type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's getting off, unfortunately. But yeah, I need to do a better job of structuring my topics, because we go from like,
it's all over the place.
We go from like, it's no structure.
That's what I was about to say in the beginning. I'm like, this is nuts.
Could we go from Kevin Samuels to racism and
all
the
right,
jury? And now back to Chloe Bailey.
Hold up, let's lighten the mood here.
Now we're gonna talk about Chloe Bailey. Segue from the politics. That's gonna be your transition.
Ta-da! Chloe Bailey.
So, you know what I'm about to talk about.
Yeah. So the funny, so this is one of those sad things that I feel like when people talk about the evilness of the industry, this is another one of those examples where it's sad that women feel, and this is not me saying that
this is the true sellout evilness of the industry that people don't talk about, is that you have to have a certain image.
This is not to talk about even her specifically necessarily. It's a larger conversation. It's really a shame that that women feel or are forced into positions where they need to sell.
Like sexualness.
Because when you look at...
Ruby Rose said it too. She literally said that she didn't even like that in real life, how she acts online. That she does it because she knows it gets attention.
Because when you look at popular... And I won't make this specific to race, even though there's a certain race that predominantly perpetuates this. When you look at the men that are able to see success in the industry, regardless of their physical appearance, it's crazy, because then you look for a woman to achieve that same status in Hollywood or in the music industry or just in general in entertainment. They have to sell their body. They have to at least give that perception. They have to look a certain way.
So let me break it down. Who's any big woman artist that didn't have to do that? I guess you have like people like Mary J. Blige, right? Did she ever have to do that? Because she kind of covered up, you know.
I think the industry has progressed differently from when artists like that were more prevalent, because like Mariah Carey, for example, wasn't like that.
It's different
or any
now.
of like the 70s, 80s
Something
singers.
shifted, like in the 90s, I feel like, where everything became very sexualized. In the 90s, right? Like, you know, you think about... But even then, back then, they were pretty like... Aaliyah wasn't doing the most. So.
Yeah, but even still, there were a lot of the rap videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Since like the 80s.
The interesting part...
Honestly, I think I feel like the impact is because of the introduction of hip-hop and rap.
Yeah.
That's just the hip-hop and rap culture.
To our knowledge, because the Eyes Wide Shut parties, the nasty Hollywood stuff that's been going on forever, like that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't been perpetuated. Like you didn't have to look a certain way.
You didn't have to have a big butt to be a female rapper. But also now every female rapper has a butt, or they get a BBL.
Or if you wanted to be an actress, you don't have to be the most beautiful person in the world. Everybody's beautiful. But in terms of what people's generally accepted standards of beauty were at the time, like Marilyn Monroe and that whole era of actresses and stuff like that, you didn't have to necessarily look a certain way. But now it's just so publicly perpetuated in terms of you have to do these things to see success. Like, and you hear about the abuse that women take on Hollywood sets, and they just don't really have the chance to really defend themselves, because you hear something like a story like Christian Bale or Tom Cruise starts wilding out on the crew. If a woman did that, then now she was terrible to work with, and blah, 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 all this other stuff.
She was angry.
But everybody would still run and love Christian Bale to do their next movie.
So definitely our biases.
So to climb in this industry, especially with, you know, the Me Too movement, people have their opinions on it. I have my opinions on it, but that's stuff does happen. In terms of each person's individual story, who knows? But that stuff definitely does happen. And this is just another one of those byproducts to that, is that people feel like they have to put lyrical content that's suggestive, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But I feel like most people don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's the thing. We don't know about Chloe Bailey. She might want to generally do these things, but we just don't know for sure, because there was such a shift that happened with her. She wasn't doing this before.
Somebody hit a button. She made the IG, whatever. All that
we
stuff.
saw it happen. We saw all of a sudden it was these pictures that she was posting. Nothing wrong with showing off your body. Like, that's, we're not saying that. But we're saying that we feel like it's not 100% clear cut that every single person decided they just want to be more showing off their body.
Because she could do that off the rip. That's the only thing. My issue is, like, do what you want. I'm not one of those people that demonizes women for showing their bodies. I think that it's a beautiful thing.
It's just not consistent. It was abrupt.
I think the whole, like, censorship and people, and I want to make this point extremely crystal clear. I am not for the promotion of exploitation of people physically, and I'm not for the promotion of engaging in sexual content all that stuff. I'm not for the promotion of it. But if you do it, I don't care. Because I listen to music like that. I consume that sort of content. I don't care if you do it, but I'm not for the promotion of it.
We just want to know what's the intent behind it.
And if
is this you? Is this really you? Or are you just doing it for the clicks? Because like I said, Ruby Rose admitted it. That, you know, she likes twerking, she likes having a fun time, but she's very extra and acts more promiscuous on the internet than she actually is in real life. And she admitted that. Which is
a shame, because and I have an issue with that, because it's like you're doing that for the purpose of money or clicks and stuff like that. And that's what I don't
like. And it actually becomes harmful too, because you see most men don't even know if she raps. They literally just look at her as an IG model, as an OnlyFans girl.
If you look at the horrors of prostitution, for example, and what women go through, and why a lot of like, I didn't even actually mean to say prostitution, but that too. But in terms of stripping and the stuff that they go through with sleazy owners and stuff they have to engage in to make money, I know that most of the women don't want to do that, and they're doing it for money. Yeah. So I'm not okay with that. And it's not that I'm saying.
A lot of women that even like said sell their bodies don't want to do that.
Yeah, like they're doing it for money, and that's not to shame them. It's more so I'm not okay with the fact that somebody feels like they're in the position that they have to do that.
Even like some of these OnlyFans girls, I could guarantee you that you know, there's a portion of them that are just doing it for a way to make money, because they're at that point.
I think it's most of them, because like if somebody, and this doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them, I just would prefer people to not be put in situations where they're doing things that they don't want to do for the purpose of survival. Because that whole concept, like
stripping, you know, I feel like if you were a stripper and you generally enjoy dancing on men and all that, cool. But I don't know, something about showing yourself having sex on the internet seems like something I don't feel like anybody would willingly want to do if there's no money involved. I don't know.
I think
like if you could just post for free, I don't think anybody would do it. And the argument is, oh, why should I post for free? It's valuable. Yeah, true. But I'm saying, if there was no money involved, would you really do it? Would you still do it? Because for me, if there's no money involved in counting, would I do it? No.
What I would say is that
I want to be at work.
Nowadays, there's a lot more ways to monetize it. Back in the day, you would get paid for the one thing, and then that's it. There's no other ways to get OnlyFans residual income and from all these other sites.
Yeah.
But now there is. So now there's more of a focus on money. But I think a lot of people before probably genuinely just enjoyed it.
I know. Could think about it. Some people on porn sites, those amateur videos, were just people posting, and they wanted people to see them.
There was no money in it.
There was no money in it. So I think that's genuine.
Some people get off on it.
Yeah. Some people like the fact that people are watching them, and they don't care to get caught. They don't care that, you know, if it will affect the jobs and stuff.
Because that might be their.
That just might be their bag. Yeah. Without money. So a lot of people wouldn't be posting when there's no money involved. So it's like, well, then why are you doing it? Do you really love it then? You know, people always talk about loving your job. Do you really love it then?
Probably not. And from a adult film star that is no longer active said that if you're going to be in that industry, you have to really love it. Because if not, then this is why
people are depressed.
There's a list of people that commit suicide after doing that. So this is very long-winded, and this sounds like it's not about Chloe at all, but it's more so just addressing the larger issue.
And addressing the why. Like like I said, that's my new thing now. Why are you being like this? Oh, you know, I like showing my body off. Okay, but you know, why weren't you doing before? You know, her thing might be I was young, which okay, yeah, she's been in the industry for long enough that she at one point I don't know how.
I'm not familiar with her like that. So
I know her like her and her sister Haley. They were, is it Haley or Holly? I'm not sure how to say it. And it's funny because their last name is Bailey, so anytime I see her name, it's like I think Holly Berry. So it's like, I know they've been around for a while. Like I think they were like in, they might have had like cameos in movies and stuff. Like they've been around for a while, but they didn't really like start popping until like that one song. I think it was like Do It or something. Like I think it was like 2019 that they kind of started becoming like relevant and being pushed because they're signed under Beyonce. And then they're on that show Grownish. You know, I made you watch it with me a few times. But I'm pretty sure like let me see how old she is. Because she started doing this stuff like recently. Like it was like 2019, right? When she started showing, remember like, it might have been 2020.
No, it was 2020.
Yeah, like, you know, everybody noticed it because they were like, whoa, you know, because she started showing her butt more. Which, like I said, nothing's wrong with that, but then why now? Why weren't you always doing that? I don't even know her last name.
And it's none of my business either, but, you know.
She is 23, okay.
If that, like, really bottom line.
So she's younger than us, 23.
Bottom line, if that's what you want to do it. But I'm only commenting on the switch.
We want to make
if there was any influence from outside factors, or she felt like she wouldn't get as much attention to her music or whatever her art is, that I have
that's
an issue
bad
with. That's
because
bad.
And the sad part is it worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
And that's the problem because
like nobody was checking for her like this before. I'm sorry, they weren't.
Who do you? And this might be a scorching hot take that comes from this. Who do you blame for the objectification of women? Do you blame women or do you blame men?
That's a good question.
Scorching hot take. Don't feel free to not answer it because I probably
that's like a really thought-provoking question because it's like
I probably wouldn't answer that question myself.
Everybody would immediately say it's men's fault. It's men's.
Don't give them pick me. Don't do it.
No, but I'm saying I'm not. You know, people love the. You see that TikTok trend where it's like they're like, I know how.
Don't talk to me about TikTok.
You know, you ever see those like, I know how you girls love to tussle. Like people will put a statement, and it will like the sound is like, don't fight me because I know you girls like to tussle. Like they'll just be like, oh, why? Like somebody will say, you know, like it would be like a question like, why do girls who don't wear makeup gotta bring down girls that do wear makeup? And then the sound would be, don't fight me. I know you girls like to tussle, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Don't fight me. And don't kill the messenger. But I will say I feel like most people automatically will blame men because, you know, the clear, you know, the kind of like surface level answer is that men are the consumers of this stuff. You know, the men consume, you know, like you're probably I feel like if they did the stats, men are probably the biggest consumers of like porn.
I would.
I don't know. 'Cause a lot of girls do be.
They be in their bag, but it's just because men are more open about it, and it's been taboo for women to speak about it.
Yeah, it's been taboo.
I think the numbers would point towards men just because there's more men on the earth.
Yeah,
but I don't think that men. It would be interesting.
I mean, I do kind of feel like, I don't even know, honestly. Now that I think about it, like the whole like No Nut November, I feel like men are just more open about being sexual. Men are more open about what they want. Like, and I mean, based off testosterone, though, I do feel like men naturally are more.
Do you watch it?
What?
Adult films.
Don't play with me for real. Why are you trying
to? I'm just asking.
No, you're trying to expose me.
I'm not trying to do anything. You just expose yourself.
We already talked about this.
And I do too.
Okay, and you already
so that's 1 and 1. So I would assume that to be.
And a lot of girls are probably worse. Like I always hear like stories about men be like, "Oh, my girl crazy. Like she's always jumping on me." Like a lot of men, I think some women are worse.
Yeah, men just be chilling and women be going.
Women
crazy.
are just not open about it because like you could blame testosterone, but our estrogen does the same thing. Like our bodies are mad. My body's mad that I don't have a baby yet. Like I get abused for it. My body literally abuses me for the fact that I'm not pregnant. Like.
Let me get a shout out to the men one time.
So that's why I'm saying, like, women are just as sexual. Women are just as active. Women are just as, you know, consumers of it. Because sometimes I feel like a lot of my like girlfriends never like open about it. But some were. I did have some that were, and I was like, I didn't want to expose myself. So I was just like, wow.
Like, gosh darn it.
I might expose myself. But,
Jiminy Crickets.
I'm like, oh wow, yeah.
Wow, yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
There's actually I don't know if you were there for that. We had a friend in particular, like where they exposed themselves by accident. They opened up their Safari. It might have just been me.
I heard this. If we're talking about the college story, yeah, I heard the story.
Like trying to show me something in Safari, and that's the last thing that was open on the thing. Like swipe up. I was like. But it's like, it's common. Like a lot of girls do it. I think a lot of girls are becoming more open about it on social media. That's why they're talking about the roles thing and stuff. So I can't say we could blame men. I feel like it's kind of equal because it's like the same thing with women talking about BBLs and they want to blame men. Oh, it's men's fault that women are getting BBLs. No, women put that pressure on each other. Women are always in competition with each other because, it's the animal kingdom. You want to be the most prime mate, So we compete with other women subconsciously. Some is subconsciously, some is consciously. Women compete with other women to be the best mate. You want to be that prime mate. Because that's what it all boils down to. When you really think deeply, it's all scientific. There's something in our body. It's like an innate thing in our body to procreate. That's literally the whole point of all of this, is that we're just meant to procreate. We're creatures. We have a conscience. We think, we have thoughts. But it all boils down to procreation. And That's why women compete for men. That's why men compete for women. Or, if you're swing the other way, why men compete for other men, that's why women compete for other women. Because at the end of the day, it's literally, you want to be that prime meat, you want to be, that's why, you say men work out to be healthy. But yeah, they work out to be healthy. But another part of it is I want to look good. And why do you want to look good? People always say, I just want to look good for me. No, you don't. You want to look good for you, yeah. But then another part of it is you probably want to look good for other people. Like, I hate that whole, I just want to look good for me. Because it's deeper than that. That's not why you want to look good. You want to look good for you, but you also want to look good to be a prime mate.
Because the perception of what looks good for a lot of reasons outside of health is for the attractiveness.
Yeah, it's like, why do you want to look good for you? In your mind, why is that looking good? They won't be able to answer that. What's the definition of good? Why does this look good to you? The answer is because it looks good to the opposite sex in your perception.
So to bring this all back,
even like I said, we being real today. Even with me wearing makeup, right? I look in the mirror and I'll be like, I'm doing this for me because I like how I look. But I like how I look. Why? Because my face looks. I feel like my face looks more enhanced. My cheekbones are more enhanced. My eyes have a different look when I have lashes. It's a cute look, and that's not. I'm not trying to actively entice somebody, but to the root of it, when you really subconsciously think of why you're doing that, it's because you want to look good. You feel prettier. You feel like you look better. You feel like your features are more enhanced. And why do you feel that way? Because you look better, you have more confidence, you attract more people. Duh. I mean, I'm in a relationship, so I'm not trying to attract somebody, but there's still a subconscious root onto why people do things to look good.
I don't even think there's anything wrong with you trying to attract somebody.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just natural. Like it's like we had this conversation before. It gives you like reassurance that you look good. And I think everybody wants that. Like, be real. People I don't need nobody's
in addition to
opinion or whatever,
to self-esteem, making you feel better. The also benefit is money. The more people think you're physically attractive, the more money you make. Yeah. So you should aim to
you might get hired just because you're cute. You might, as a man, you might get hired because your deep voice.
Which may be surface level. I do get a lot of comments about that.
Yeah, and like I feel like people probably think in your workplace that you look good, they like your voice, so being attractive gets you places.
It does.
You don't have to give up anything too to get far with that.
And we always have to say by generally accepted beauty standards.
Yeah.
And it might be a surface level reason for you to get places, but it does help. So I don't find anything wrong.
As long as you're not cheating.
I'm not sensitive to somebody thinking somebody else is attractive. That's a human thing.
And if anything, that makes me feel better. If I go out and I see girls looking at you, it's like, well, in my mind, it's like, well, he's mine. Why am I gonna be mad at them? If they think he's cute, so do I. I think he's cute too.
Just like you would with anything, like not to objectify myself, but if somebody has a nice car, like you're gonna want somebody to look at the car. You want somebody to look at your house.
People be, I just got the car to feel good about yourself. No, you didn't. That's why you got that flashy green color, because you want people to look. We saw that purple Tesla today. You wanted people to look. You want people to take pictures. That's why people drive around.
I certainly took a picture.
Yeah, right.
That thing was beautiful.
People would be like, I'm just going for a joyride. Nigga, no, you're not. You're going for people to take pictures of your car.
I think the license plate might be in the picture, but
nah, that car was hard.
That car was.
I was on the phone, so I couldn't really talk about it.
Grasp it. I got the picture right here. You can take a look at it.
That car was hard. It was like a chrome.
And there's no license plate on the front. It wasn't even a chrome.
It's like, no, that purple was like metallic. No, it was like pearl.
It was supposed to be the holographic wrap, or like it looks like it, but it's not, and that's why I was like caught off guard. I'm like, yo, that's not even holographic.
And the matte, it's
just purple.
It's a T matte black. It looked like it.
And it looks like bodywork they did to it.
It looked different. I never seen a Tesla look like this. Something looked different about it.
I think they did bodywork to it. They put some skirts on it.
And it looks like what's that at the bottom? Is that a skirt?
That's a light. Nah, that's a.
No, this right here. Oh, that's a light.
This right here is the light, and that's just a vent.
Okay, it just looked different.
Yeah, they went crazy on that one. But anyway.
Yeah, that's beside the point.
Back to Chloe Bailey, because we're gonna clip this and post the clip, and people are gonna be completely lost.
Yeah, like what are they talking about Teslas?
All over the place.
But yeah.
Yeah. The video itself, let's get to that. The video itself, it was just. Everybody was making those jokes like the singles in my area when I'm trying to watch a movie.
That video was cringe. I'm so sorry. I think she knows it was cringe too. All this backlash.
That's the thing though.
That got a sting.
The way it was, like the way she did it though, it has to be trolling.
She had to record it a few times. No, I will hope she's trolling.
It had to be.
I'm trying not to I feel like saying it's trolling though is giving her the benefit of the doubt. But I will really hope that maybe she was trolling to try to be funny.
She had to be trolling. There's no way.
You can't record that. Look back at it. But yeah, this is the one.
Because at first I saw it with the sound off. And I was
it didn't
like,
look as cringe.
yeah, it didn't look that crazy. I'm
but
like, okay, looking at Lollipop. Then I heard the audio, and I was like, nah.
I want to thank my fans. And then the way she was sucking the Lollipop, I was like, I was like, whoa, like you're doing the most.
And I'm sorry for everybody that just had to hear that sound in your headphones, but yeah, that was nuts.
Doing the most, and then even now, did you see her new video of her? I'm previewing her song. I'm gonna get it for you.
Please don't.
And everybody's like, they're like, this should be a song for Sweetie. Preview.
Jeez, I don't want to hear that.
Chloe.
I wish the mic could pick me up from back here.
Maybe I'll just type in her name. Not preview.
And I'm not super familiar with her, but like, she seems
Wait,
cool.
did you delete the video?
Like,
okay, here it is.
Nah. No, I ain't trying to get the copyright. I'm gonna just talk over it.
Are we gonna get copyrighted?
Yeah, you would. I'm just gonna talk over it.
But like everybody's like, give this to Sweetie. Like, why are you rapping now? Because that's the sad part. She's a really, really good singer, and she's doing all this.
She also produces too. She probably made this beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's fire.
She don't need to be doing this. And like, people are like, oh, somebody's argument was like, Beyonce did 7-Eleven. Like, you could have playful, fun songs, but Beyonce made that song 16 years into her career. She established her name. She has that right, and she has that, like she has that power to be able to drop whatever she wants.
Okay, you can turn this off. I don't want to hear that.
Like Beyonce got that right, and she earned that right to drop a song like 7-Eleven and have a, just be fun, have fun, rap, You so early in your career, I don't think Chloe Bailey really established herself yet. You gotta show people who you are and your talents.
Why did people like 7-Eleven?
Because it was just a fun song. Like, you never seen Beyonce like that. Like, I honestly never seen her. She's so private. It was such a laid back. I like the song. I like 7-Eleven. Like, I remember when I first dropped, because we were in college, and I was sitting on your bed, and I opened my laptop. I was like, Beyonce. And I was like, 7-Eleven. Like, I don't even remember that. I was literally in your dorm when the song dropped. What was that? That was freshman year.
Put up my foot up.
We're old. No, but it was fun. It was a cool song. Like, we already know she's talented. She got mad hits. So at that point in her career, she could do a song like that. And we got to see her more, like, her personality, her, like, dancing, just being a free spirit. Like, people didn't really get to see that aspect of her before.
What song is better? 7-Eleven or Lift Yourself by Kanye?
7-Eleven, duh.
Oh my God.
Lift Yourself is I love that song. That's another thing too. Like, Kanye earned that right to do that. Imagine dropping that song early in your career, and even though it was a troll. Like, Chloe Bailey, you don't have that right. Sorry. Like, if that's who you are though, like, I'm not judging her, because that might be a part of her talents. Like you said, she's very talented. I didn't even know she produced it to that video drop. So she's very multifaceted, and she's kind of like a Doja Cat. Doja sings, she raps. Cool. But it's just, like I said, it's a sudden, where did this come from? Where is this coming from? Because you didn't present this.
So what was your issue with this video? Is it the song, or was it the way she previewed it? Like,
it's the song. Because it's like, that's why, like, she was getting flamed for this. People aren't been on her neck, but they're like, what is this? Like,
which is sad. I don't condone that.
I don't condone it either, because like, it's like cyberbullying. But like, people been on her neck, and they're like I can read some of the stuff now. People were like,
don't read any negative comments about her.
No, like, I'm just gonna see like constructive criticism. Like,
don't do it.
The quotes Chloe get behind me, which is about how did we get here from ungodly hour? And look, 260 likes, because she's like so talented. She don't need to do this, and I feel like she feels like she needs to do this. You don't need to do this, and I get it, because it's
unless she wants to.
Unless she wants to, that's the thing. But like, I just feel like because people aren't receiving this well for a reason. I feel like people aren't picking up that genuineness into it, because it feels forced.
You know what?
And she's making it worse by making a Lollipop videos. Like, someone said, it sounds like an Empire song. That show Empire.
One criticism, and I forget who said it, was, did you listen to Ariana Grande's last album?
Which one?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was her very last one.
What's the most recent one? Let me see. Could I listen to the one that had like 6 or 7 rings on it? Was that her last album?
I think that was on that one.
Oh, Positions? Was that her last one?
2021? Yeah.
And what songs did I have? Yeah, I listened to this one.
So one person's criticism, and
I don't think this has 7 rings. I think 7 rings was before that. But I listened to this one too, because people were saying how she was like grown.
Yeah.
She's like grown now.
The grown content.
But that's different though. Ariana Grande literally grew up into this industry. Like, she's almost 30. Right? Is she almost 30?
I forget why I brought that up. I think I was bringing it up to
talk about the shift of sound.
Yeah, for the shift, because it's like, I don't feel it was so abrupt in the way that other people
Ariana Grande shift wasn't for me it wasn't abrupt. I feel like she kind of always slowly threw hints and like slowly was like adding more sexual stuff into her songs, sexual innuendos. It wasn't so like stark contrast. Like I went from this type of music to this. It was like I feel like that in the album before Positions, I feel like there was songs that were kind of like a mix of her old her and those sound that she was going for. I don't think it was abrupt. I think people were just so like protective over her for some reason. But this girl's 28. She's almost 30.
She was Nickelodeon, right? Or
yeah,
Disney.
Victorious. That's how I got introduced to her. You watched Victorious?
All right, so moving on.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch that show.
It was a good show. But yeah, I just felt with Chloe Bailey, like the thing is, it's just to conclude.
No, just real quick. We're not supporting nothing Dan Schneider, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. Just to conclude, Chloe Bailey, I just feel like it's just I don't know. If this is really her, then that's we're not getting that. Like I feel like energy speaks volumes, and everybody's not acting like this way for no reason. Like this is not coming across like it's you, because with other artists, you could just tell when somebody's being themselves, and you could tell when somebody's just making songs that for the money, I feel like I always bring up Ruby a lot, but that's because I'm interested in seeing how her career goes. So I watch a lot of her interviews, but she even said how like her song is called like Twerk or something, how she hates it, but her label probably pushes a song like that because her brand is twerking and like that's the whole thing, twerk. Everybody, it's such a cringy weird song, like, and she doesn't even like it. So it is, when you hear people like that who's on the inside who's actually telling the truth about this stuff, it makes you second guess everything. And it just doesn't seem natural. That's why there was a whole conversation on Twitter after Chloe Bailey's video about what is sex appeal. It's not giving sex appeal. Sex appeal, you don't have to look a lollipop and talk in a soft voice. Sex appeal is you just walk into a room and something comes off of you, right? I feel like you have sex appeal. Like I feel like that's why a lot of girls always kind of act weird with you, because something comes over you. Like I just feel like you don't say anything. You walk into the room, you don't yell about how much money you got. You're just quiet and chill.
No, hold on. Let's get some air horns in there. Go ahead, gas me up.
Like no, I'm saying like you're like quiet. You don't do the most. You never have to talk about how much money you make. Like you don't have to do anything. And girls were more likely to look at you like who's like something, because something just radiates. Something just radiates. And I feel like there's only a select few people in my like experience of who I came across with that I feel like have natural sex appeal. And it has not that many, but there's just some people that just walk into the room like it's just the way they walk, the way they talk. I don't think I have sex appeal. Honestly, I think I'm awkward and weird, but I'm sexy in my own way. But I don't think I have sex appeal. Like there's some people that just have it.
You feel like in your experience you came across more men that were like that, or more women?
Women.
I was thinking you were gonna say men.
Most men that I've been around are mad, corny, and weird. That energy is just weird. I never like. I actually with men, it's been like a few. Like very like since post like college and post college, like it's probably been maybe like 4 that just had like that something. Don't even have to speak. Like some people force that sex appeal. They do the most. They just like I don't know.
Funny enough, I think for me in college it was
men mostly or women?
Men mostly, and then it switched to women.
For women, honestly, there's really only like 2 people I feel like in college that I came across with that I feel like have that natural sex appeal. So maybe you're right.
That is more men. Because my thing is, so
I feel like women, like I hate to sound like a pick me, but I feel like a lot of times women kind of would do more to try to
in college, right?
Get attention than men. Like women will say all this extra stuff like, like they'll be like,
and the men would just be
I
chilling.
get that good neck. Like whoa, like we was talking about science class. Where'd that come from?
We talking about lunch.
Like men will do that kind of more subtly, but I think men think more about that. They're more conscious about it. Women will think that stuff works. Like men, I feel like they know what's corny for the most part, so they kind of like will just be more chill and let the women do more of the talking. So I think you're right, but like this, like I said, there's like maybe about 2 girls in school that we came across. I literally didn't even have to say any of that. Just walked in and so it was like an aura, Like I feel like Rihanna has that. Like I get that just from her videos. She just like walks and it's like
the whole thing about sex appeal is mostly just confidence.
It's confidence.
I think that's really it.
Because people who don't have it, you know when someone's insecure because the subconscious stuff. Like you go walk into the room and it's like the people kind of become more closed off. They're kind of like, oh, like hey, looking at you. You could tell they're like sizing you up. They see you as a threat. You just get that because it's a subconscious things people do that shows lack of confidence. They kind of close off. They get more quiet. You constantly see they're like. making sure they're good.
I feel like the quietest people have it the most.
Yeah. Because,
which is funny because the more you talk, the less attractive you are.
And not to even big myself up, because like I said, I don't feel like I have like the most sex appeal, but I've had so many experiences where I've been out with friends who are overly, like that, like feeling like they got to be in a man's face, the whole saying, oh, I give the best neck. I did, like, doing all that extra stuff.
Who said that? That's the second time you said it. Who said that?
Nobody said that, but I have like experience with somebody who has said something like back in like high school. Saying,
I know what you're referencing.
Yeah, we could talk about that off camera, but like that's just like an example I'm using. So I like I said.
And first of all, we gotta hit the stop the cat button. I'm not gonna do it, but anybody that says that, we gotta hit the stop the cat button.
Yeah, like the 7 billion people in this world. No, you don't.
I know you do.
Like people swear I got the best pee. I don't say that word, but I got the best pee in the world. No, you don't. There's 7 million people. Well, half of that's women, so 3 billion. I'll say there's 4 billion women in the world. But like I said, in my experiences, me, like just not even. I swear, it's not even a pick me comment. I just don't like. I'm more when I go out. I wear like what I'm wearing now. Like I don't even like. I'm not comfortable wearing like revealing clothes because that's just not me. That's not where I feel the most confident in. Because I like my body, but I just something about like I just feel weird for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like being overly exposed. Cause I just feel creeped out sometimes, like by people. So lots of times when I go out, I'll wear like my streetwear fits. I wear maybe not a hoodie, but I'm wearing like a graphic tee, some jeans. I wore tight stuff going on. Like, I'm acting like I haven't. I wore tank tops and like leggings. Like that stuff I wore in college. But as far as how I act, like appearance, apparel aside, first of all, I'm in a relationship, so I'm not doing that anyway. But even when I was single, you saw how I am. I'm shy. I'm not in men's face. I'm not acting weird, like I'm shy. I'm a shy person anyway. And I feel like every time I've been out with my friends who are more, the opposite, like I said, that are in the men's face, trying, twerking. You ever see girls in the club, they be twerking, and then they look around to see if men are watching. The whole like, a niggas watching, you know that, right? Like, 'cause they want the men to come over and dance with them and talk to them. How many times that happened? And the guy literally, I would just be sitting, cause I've been in a relationship most of the time where I've been out in my adult life. I'm just like vibing, rapping the Kanye lyrics when that song come on. They all come up to me.
Wait.
They all come up to me.
What party were you at when Kanye came on?
I'm specifically referencing a time where I went to Philly with my friends, my ex-friends, and we were in a club. It was around,
Kanye came on?
Yeah, Kanye came on the club, like rap song. You know me, I be rapping anytime a Kanye song. It was a hype Kanye song that you could rap to. Like it might have been like something from The Life of Pablo, because I was that era. I swear, like this is not even bigging me up, but like multiple men came up to me. And I don't know if I told you, one of the guys that was trying to talk to me all night at multiple locations is actually an Eagles player. Did I tell you about that? I definitely told you about
You definitely told me about that.
That was so long ago.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the messages, because I was about to be like, wait, who?
Not to gas my head up, but this man literally was like harassing me the whole night. Like we went to a strip club after. He was still trying to talk to me.
Hold up.
And I wasn't doing anything. I was wearing a Champion t-shirt, my Raf Simons.
I'm gonna come off the mic for a second. I'm gonna find the message, because I'm pretty sure I was like, yo, give me tickets.
No, for real. Like this, that's what the specific time I'm referencing to. Like this happened other places too. But I don't think I have sex appeal. I just think I wasn't doing the most. I was just chilling. I was just being me. I'm confident. I'm a confident person. And no offense to my fellow woman, but sometimes that stuff doesn't work. And you could speak from a man's perspective. You still looking for? Yeah. You typed in Eagles?
Yeah. For those that are wondering what's going on, I'm looking at the messages.
It was 2018. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or 2017.
I look for Eagles. I don't really talk about the Eagles that much.
It was 2000.
You probably told me in person.
Wait.
You said 2018. It's not.
Nah, it might have been 2017. It was winter time. Oh yeah, it was 2018. It was. Oh, you typed the NFL?
Yeah.
I was typing Eagles.
No, I did type in Eagles and I couldn't find it.
Nothing came up for a thing?
No. But anyway, I do 1,000% remember that, and that would have 100% been my reaction. Yeah, none of that.
I definitely told you in person then.
Yeah.
Unless you deleted messages.
I've literally never deleted a single thread off my phone. Look at how far back my messages go. Like the very first message ever.
2015.
I keep all my messages.
I used to keep all mine too, but something got deleted. Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Look, it's your best friend too.
Ew. Which one? Her? That's last time you talked to her?
Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did something about that though. Yeah, it's not even coming on my messages. So I don't know.
But yeah, that's fire. You should have definitely swung us the Cowboys.
No, but that's a crazy thing too. The fact that like
You could have came
Eagles
up.
player.
I wish I knew who it was, because then I would have been like,
oh, his name was.
Don't incriminate him, please.
I just wait.
Please do not incriminate him on the mic.
Let me see. Wait. I would have to go back to the group chat with my ex friends. I still have these messages too.
Table it, and then we'll go back to it so we can finish the
wait, let me see.
the rest of the pod, unless you could get to it quickly.
I swore I had it.
What are we talking about? Is this still the Chloe Bailey thing?
Yeah, we're just talking about sex appeal.
Oh
yeah, maybe while I'm still looking, you could answer that question. I was saying, from a man's perspective, every man's different too. Some men like that overly obnoxious girl, like they like that. But from a man's perspective, what will attract you more in the club? As far as generally, trying to mess with a girl.
For me, it all really comes down to somebody that behaves like me. Like, as weird as it is, like, I don't, like you mentioned, and this is not to, I really do hate talking about myself, but if I walk into a room, or just what people have said to me over the years, is I don't go in the room, I'm not the guy that's loud, trying to attract attention. I don't feel like I need to say anything, honestly, ever to get attention. I kind of have just always gotten it. I'm never going to be the type to talk about my physical appearance, but at least in terms of how I carry myself, that's always been the most attractive thing that people have said to me. And this is me not saying it. This is just from what I've gotten over the years. My quietness, my random interjections of something funny.
And like you're like
never doing too much.
Yeah, like it's just people just laughing.
And also, aside from that, I work very hard outside of like in that current situation. So in terms of my financial situation or whatever it is, for people that know me, it all kind of just comes together into like a situation that people have seemed to be attracted to over the years. So I personally like somebody that's like that as well, where they're quiet,
like
the one that's just chilling, but you've seen about 19 different guys walk up to them in the club. That's my bag. I like quietness. I like somebody like me.
And like the thing is, it depends on what your motive is as a man and a woman. Like for women's purposes, if you're just trying to have a man that's a one night stand, I think that works. But it's like I think a lot of women act like that way, but then they kind of wonder like why they're not being wifed. Not to sound like a pygmy, but that's just really the genuine honesty. Like, because sometimes like a lot of the men that they want too, in particular, last time they don't go for women who are like that.
Especially if the guy that you're trying to go for isn't being all over the place, then you should probably mirror the person that you're trying to get with.
That's true.
Because they're gonna associate
even financially.
Yeah, like they're gonna relate more to the person that's chilling in the club. If they're chilling in the club, you should be chilling. If they're all over the place, you should probably be all over the place because they're gonna want that attention. But I've never liked the overly expressive, loud, running around the whole party kind of person, because that's just not my bag. Because contrary to popular belief, not every guy wants to take down every girl. And I hate to use the word take down. Like, I'm trying to not be explicit. Yeah. Not every guy wants to take down just any random. Like that's not really true in most cases, because that only comes with more of a headache, to be honest.
And more people that you're dealing with, more people on your phone.
Yeah, especially if she's gonna be acting that way in the club. That's probably not somebody. If that's your preference, that's probably not somebody that you want to associate yourself with. So, girls that act like that for attention, more often than not, you should probably not do that. I don't like it. I don't think most of my male friends in my life like it. The only time the guy will like it is usually if they're in a drought and they're just trying to grab anything. It's almost like the bat signal. Yeah. It's like easy pickings.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. She wants attention, so you could go ahead and give it to her if you're in a drought. But if you're not in a drought and you're chilling, then you're going to stay 20 feet away from that woman at all times. Like social distance from her, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all in all, sex appeal is not forced. And that's to conclude, like Chloe Bailey, like you don't have to force it. You shouldn't have to force being like that. It should just be natural. Like I said, I think Rihanna is a great example. I feel like Jhené Aiko.
Yeah, because she's quiet.
She's just chilling.
You saw I always have to watch it anytime it comes up, but when that one interviewer was talking to her, and she just looked at him a certain way, and he's like, couldn't even speak.
Like that's the vibes. What it is. Like even Beyonce, I think Beyonce has some natural sex appeal. Like, cause she doesn't do the most. She's very private, quiet. Like there's something about, like you said, quietness that's usually linked to it, because quiet people don't have to prove something, because it just comes across. This is the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act, the way they present themselves in public, the way they're confident naturally. Like it's not forced confidence. Like you could tell when someone is pretending to be confident, and when someone actually is confident. Because like I said, it's in your demeanor. It's how you walk into a room. It's how open you are. You're not doing this. You're not sitting in the corner like this. You're not, when other women come into the room looking up and down and seeing what their fit is, and now you worry about what they wearing. Now you all of a sudden, like, it's none of that. It's I'm bomb, and this girl's bomb too. And that's a main indicator of sex appeal. It's like confident, like you said, because when you're confident, it just comes off. You don't have to say anything or do anything. So, like I said, Jhené Aiko, Rihanna, Beyonce, confident. Even Meg Thee Stallion does the most, but I feel like she kind of has sex appeal, right? But maybe not though. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she is good at like being sexual. That makes sense. I don't know if that's not necessarily sex appeal.
No.
Yeah, because I feel like with her, it's like, I don't know, like when she walks into the room, like it's like, oh, ooh, like no, I don't think it's like that. Like she kind of like, it's just when she starts dancing and stuff. Like I feel like she's able to be sexy, if that makes sense, but she doesn't have sex appeal. I think they're two different things.
And that's because she's outwardly expressive. I just feel like if you look consistently across women that make people feel a certain way, they're all usually quiet, and this is applicable to both men and women. And this because I don't want it to we don't want to be. I don't want it to get misconstrued that women aren't allowed to speak. For people that's how people are going to interpret it.
Try to find something to have an issue with.
But the sad part about podcasts is that I just said that just now, but they're going to clip everything.
Yeah, they will clip it everything. If we were like famous. Yeah.
But luckily we're not famous.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least.
But if we do get famous, people are going to come back to this like Alex and Mal are
sexist,
and they said women don't have rights and they can't speak. No, we're just saying be quiet if you want to have natural sex appeal. I mean, you can't force it. So even if you are quiet, you might not all quiet girls have sex appeal either.
That part too. You might be like that. Never. I'm not even gonna say that.
Oh, you talking about something in particular?
No.
Oh.
No.
But same with men. I'm saying too that sometimes like a lot of quiet men they don't have sex appeal. They're still like weird. So that's not the factor, but we're saying there's a list of factors that make that a lot of people with natural sex appeal have in common. So.
Yeah, that was a long soliloquy.
And sucking a lollipop and talking with whispers is not sex appeal.
Who thought a Chloe Bailey video? Stuck in a lollipop would lead to all that.
Yep.
But next we got Kid Cudi, him wearing a dress at some award thing that I don't know. This is the second time he done this.
Because that's literally a whole saying, the Kid Cudi dress. Like that's literally because he wore a dress before.
Yeah.
Didn't Kanye say it in the song? He's like, something in a Kid Cudi dress. Somebody said that in one of their lyrics.
I think it was Kanye. I think he might have been not talking about a dress specifically.
When you talking about Arc'teryx, what's that brand?
Arc'teryx.
I feel like he said something about Arc'teryx or whatever and Kid Cudi dress. I feel like he rhymed that. I don't know. I feel like I remember him saying something about a Kid Cudi dress.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you guys background on this. Not very detailed background, at least. So Kid Cudi was wearing another dress at some award, something.
And holding somebody's hand.
Not familiar with who that gentleman was.
Yeah. And of course, started conversation. It wasn't as big though, because I feel like since he did this before, no one said anything. But then he posted a picture of Kurt Cobain, because that's his like inspo. That was his inspo before. But the Kurt Cobain fans are mad. Don't try to compare yourself to him. Like, but anyway, I think it's weird that people care. And the arguments were saying like when women wear suits, people gassed up. They never criticized them wearing suits. So why can't he wear a dress? Like, what are people's issues with man-made constructs? That makes you less feminine by wearing a dress. Why? Remember, we ask questions. Why? Why does that make you less feminine? Because somebody decided that dresses are feminine?
When they actually were initially created for men.
Exactly. People just, it's so crazy how people perpetuate man-made constructs like they're
law.
Like that's the truth. Like, it's valid. Somebody decided on this, and you act like you're so woke, but you perpetuate so many man-made constructs in your everyday life.
I think that,
like, it's just a dress. It literally just clothes.
You know how I feel, right? Like, in general, I'm fairly quiet. I think actually, as of late, I've spoken more than I normally would.
I wouldn't touch you.
In my years of living, I feel like I've begun talking more. But in general, I don't like speaking. Like, I kind of like just like being quiet, and because of that, I don't like. I don't care about a lot, and this is one of those things where I just don't care. Like, if you don't care about something, then just don't care about it, and just leave it. Because what is
like, what is putting out your negative opinion?
What is your opinion on Kid Cudi's dress going to do to your personal life?
Like, how did that change your day?
And not specific even to Kid Cudi, but just in general. If there's something it's one thing if there's something treacherous going on in the world and people are dying, or there's some crazy
and something more immorals going on,
and you want to address it, you want to speak about it. I think that's great. You should definitely do that. But in terms of what somebody's doing, how they're dressing, or anything like that, who cares?
I guess it's not affecting you. It's the same thing like where people are so bothered by like gay people. Unless you are gay and you're upset that you can't express that to the world, then why are you mad? They're not bothering you. Like I said, the only issue I have with that community is if they try to push that onto you. You know, like I'm not all for people pushing things onto you. Like you're not gonna, like, you know, if somebody is like, you know, you as a straight male is telling somebody, oh, I'm straight, but then they still try to like meshes you, you know, still try to.
Remember when that happened?
Yeah, that did happen to you, actually.
That was
we went
crazy.
Through some we have stories for everything.
That was a wild.
Yeah, Alex has literally a real example of somebody that like knew he had a girlfriend, still just keep pushing. Like, that's the issue I have with that community, because like I wouldn't push my straightness onto you. If I knew you were a gay man, I wouldn't try to push myself onto you.
Do I come across as gay?
No, you don't. I just think that gay men are not necessarily attracted to other gay men. They're attracted. A lot of them are attracted to straight men. You're a man.
I was being sarcastic.
No, they're attracted to you.
I don't know why, but I just felt like that was appropriate.
Yeah, but that's like the main issue I have with that community is, you know, not the community as a whole, but the individuals in that community that think that they could, you know, push onto a straight man or turn a straight man gay. Like, you know, that's like some people saying, I'm gonna turn him gay. Like, that's weird. Just go get another gay man. So that's the only issue I have with them. But
yeah, who cares if you were?
Yeah, it's a dress. It's like, it's just, for me, when I think deeply about stuff, it just makes me feel like I'm crazy, because I'm like, it's just a dress.
I think that,
like, I really can't grasp the concept of how a dress, like, I've seen debates too where like, oh, if my son wants to wear a dress, no. Why? That has nothing to do with your son's sexuality. If he wants to wear a dress, he might just like how it looks. It might be dope to him. Like, oh, this dress is lit. The same way when men paint their nails. Like, why are these things feminine? Because somebody decided a long time ago that it's feminine? That same person who decided that slavery is legal? Like,
the only thing that I could comment on, because I don't care, again, I genuinely don't care about pretty much anything that we talk about.
I get annoyed because people are just stupid.
On a podcast, but you have to talk about a podcast, you got to entertain. But if his purpose for wearing it is for anything nefarious, then I think you could comment on it. But
he was just wearing it for a fashion statement.
Yeah.
He's into fashion. He liked how it looked. The holding hand thing, they might just be holding hands. They might be friends. Support, emotional support, just taking a picture. We're just holding hands.
Do you think holding hands is equivalent to hugging a man? Which one do you think is more sensual?
That's the crazy part. Because people will say hugs are normal, but hugs, you're literally putting chest to chest on somebody. You're in their space. Holding hands, I can hold your hand from all the way over here, and I'm not even in your space. When you're hugging, you're literally, let's hug for people who are watching on camera. I'm in your face.
Best friends.
I'm in your face. You know? So it's like, but then people will be like, oh, that's not gay. They're just hugging. It's a bear hug. You know, man, you can't even hug. Like nowadays, you got to be like.
I don't even like the way my hip was just, my hip was elevated. It looked a little crazy in the camera. I'm not going to lie. Okay. If anybody just listens to audio, please.
Yeah, don't watch
Please don't watch that particular timestamp.
So that's a good point. Let's hold hands now. Like, it's just hands.
Best friends.
Like, I don't know. I'm just getting the warmth of your
Let's
hand.
do the heart.
You know, you said you didn't want to do that TikTok with me.
Never doing
It's
TikTok.
over now though. That trend's old. When TikTok, you gotta jump on them trends like a week. But
Yeah, I just feel like a
like the
lot
holy
of
hand thing wasn't that
conversation.
big of a deal.
A lot of conversation is stupid.
It is. Hey, whoever made these laws, these man-made laws, are probably sitting up somewhere laughing at all of us. Like, look at these idiots arguing.
I didn't particularly like the dress.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with him wearing it. It's just what the dress was.
Because it was a wedding dress, right?
Yeah, it was just ugly.
Yeah,
The dress wasn't lit. Like that's my only criticism. Because the dress was ugly.
Because you
The
see,
fit was dressed.
the Young Thug.
You could have wore a better dress.
The Young Thug dress is in a museum. I want to go see that.
The Young Thug, when he wears his dresses, it's lit. And you notice how nobody really says anything when Young Thug does
Yes, they
it?
do.
Oh, they did?
Oh,
When he
my
wore
God.
that purple one. Yeah.
That's
you're
what
right.
I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Or anytime he's worn one after that. Everybody does.
It's like psychotic.
And this is not me saying that I'm advocating for it. It's just more so the conversations around it are weird.
Yeah, because even like when people want to argue what femininity is, what is femininity? A man-made thing?
I'm not going to get into this one because this is actually a topic I wanted to do at some point.
Yeah, we could do it next week. I'll write it down.
Because it's a long one.
Yeah, we don't want another like 2-hour podcast. But let me write that down for next week.
I want to like hit the 3-hour timestamp consistently. We just record too late.
And I think if we had a bigger following, people would love to hear us talk probably forever.
But if we bust down those clips, then
You're right, yeah.
it's just more clips to bust down. You feel me?
Ooh, sorry.
Jeez.
But yeah, we could definitely talk about femininity next week because like that is like a whole topic like about being feminine and being masculine. Like, what is that? Man-made things? Like, I don't really believe in being feminine and being masculine. I feel like just be you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well,
What?
we'll just get into it.
No,
Next
but
week. It's
just
okay.
real quick. So,
we can speak off mic. It's
no,
okay.
but I mean that's like
it exists, but not in.
it exists scientifically, but not in
Yes.
some of the ways that people these man-made stuff. Like they'll say like, oh, doing this is feminine, straightening your hair in a certain way, or pinning your hair back, or wearing corsets. Like back then, they used to wear corsets. That was their definition of femininity. That's not femininity. That's your man-made concept of what femininity is. There definitely is a scientific ways to be feminine and masculine.
They were getting wigs
Just because
off.
of testosterone and estrogen.
They were getting wigs off.
Men were wearing wigs.
And I want to low
And they were wearing
key
dresses too, like you said.
fact check myself because I said that dresses were made for men. Heels were made for men.
Yes. Was it for height purposes?
It was for
Something.
everything. Men used to wear heels.
Yeah.
Dresses, I want to fact check that because I'm not sure. But
Dresses might have been made for women, but men were wearing them
It
too.
was 100% heels that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just crazy. Like a lot of people really perpetuate stuff. And like, I think what frustrates me a lot about society is a lack of critical thinking. You know, is people are so set into their ways and set into their thoughts that they don't ever challenge their own thought about anything. They don't ever say, well, why are things this way? You know, asking why about stuff will really unlock so much. People want to be woke. That's how you become woke. Question everything that we do. Why is a man wearing a dress so a bad thing? And then go from there. Research the history of dresses, research all that stuff, and then just keep asking why. Why is a man wearing a dress a topic of discussion? My first question would be because society made it that dresses are for women. Well, why did it make it that way? You know, just keep asking why, you know? And nobody challenges their own thoughts anymore. No one challenges the way it's like that's what the whole sheep herd mentality is. Because so many people just follow. Like we were just watching The Matrix. And that's a good way to explain it. So many people just follow the system. They don't challenge thought. They don't try to challenge anything. They don't challenge the ways life is. They just accept the norm. And I hate that because we're smarter now. We have so much more brain capacity.
Real quick too, not to go into the film sort of
Me, I think
thing,
Matrix too,
but
by the way.
film and the themes of movies are more than just what you're seeing on a screen. So like look for underlying themes. Like we always joke about teachers telling us to read a book and be like, well, the curtains in this scene were blue, so what does that say about the character and the author's mood? All that stuff
It's intentional.
is jokes, but in movies, everything is intentional. There's
intentional.
nothing in a shot that's not intentional.
Like when we were watching The Matrix, you brought up he's wearing a green tie because they're in The Matrix. There's green hues because they're in The Matrix. Everything was intentional.
Yeah, everything is intentional in the movie. Every shot, every
outfit,
angle,
every
every
color,
outfit,
every accessory.
everything is picked specifically. Look at the themes because even when, God, I'm forgetting his name. What's his name?
In The Matrix?
When Cypher,
The op.
When Cypher was talking to
That's
Neo,
the op, right?
yeah, when he was talking to Neo, and he was like, "I wish I would have took the blue pill."
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that he, even in all of his vast knowledge, knowing how much he's being abused and utilized in the system and how it's all flawed, he still comes back and says, "I'd rather be misinformed and just not know." And I feel like everybody is like that. Everybody just wants to not know.
Everybody's scared. That's why a lot of things in our lives are based out of fear. A lot of the justifications for why things are, like we talked about the Greeks. The Greeks created the Greek gods because it's fear of the unknown. No one wants to understand why we're here. You know, people are scared. People don't want to understand, like, planet Earth and why we have weather and why there's evil people. They just justify it with, you know, religion or gods. Like in the Greek gods, like, you know, we have lightning because of what was lightning? Zeus. Like, no, we got lightning because something's happening in the atmosphere. It's no Zeus. Zeus is not. He's not doing that. No, it's scientific.
What's he doing?
They thought Zeus was up there like.
Yeah,
there's no Zeus.
I'm gonna clip that sound effects for the Zeus.
I'm sorry, like people. I just think people are so scared. You know, there's a lot of fear, and it's okay. You know, there is a fear of the unknown, but it's just like people make so much justification for it, and then everybody follows that. You know, and then it becomes the norm. And like you said, a lot of people, like in the Matrix, they want to take the blue pill. A lot of people want to take the blue pill. A lot of people want to be, you know, scared. I mean, not scared, but a lot of people want to be. They don't want to know, which is fine. But then don't insert yourself in arguments with people who are going to challenge your thought.
It's not fine, and still don't insert yourself.
Yeah, it's really not fine, because if we're all like that, we're forever as a society going to just be run by these people who have, you know, who took the red pill, if you want to say. What was I saying?
The pills.
It cut off too. The people who take the red pill, like a lot of those people I feel like are the ones that are in power, you know? Like they know everything. Not everything, but they know a lot. And a lot of people are just so comfortable in the day-to-day regular, and what's, you know, they don't care about systems in place because they're just living in the system, you know? They're not contributing it, they're not challenging it, they're not trying to fix it. They're complacent. And a lot of people are like that. They're complacent in their thoughts. Women wear dresses, and that's that. They won't ever try to change their mind. They won't ever try to think more about stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are like that, and it's just, if you like that, stay away. That's not the people I want in my life, because I need people who are actually want to think deeper about things, who want to keep learning, who want to challenge thought. If you are complacent in how society is and think everything is good and whatever, I'm just living my day to day, and I'm just NPC basically in society, then go ahead, but get away from me. I don't like single-minded people. So yeah, you want to take the red pill? I mean, we be taking the red pill every day. We try to always think about. That sounds crazy.
I don't do drugs.
We don't take no pills. First of all, let's get out of there. We don't even smoke. We don't do anything. We literally barely even drink. We're so nerdy. We don't do.
That's not nerdy.
I'm joking.
No, but you have to say these things.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. I kind of said it sarcastically, like, "Oh, we're so."
No, make sure they know it's sarcasm.
Yeah, because drinking and doing drugs doesn't make you cool.
I'm personally done, but if you want to get into the next topic, you can feel free to do so.
Let me tell you guys the way I wrote this down, because I just want to be funny. So I say it. The bullet point says Joe Biden called us niggers. Because he did. I'm just kidding. I only wrote that down because I knew when I wrote that down.
Hopefully that doesn't get flagged for hate speech.
Oh, sorry. I knew when I wrote that down that I was gonna remember what I wanted to say. It was just like a joke though, because you know, like a clickbait title, like that could be literally the title for the clip. Joe Biden called it. No, but I didn't even watch it because I thought it was gonna be. It's some stuff when it's cringy, I just don't watch. But I read enough that I knew what he said. You watched it though, right? No. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but you knew, like he said, he was talking about a baseball player, right? And he said he was like the great American Negro, something along those lines. I just couldn't watch it because stuff like that is so cringy to me, right? I couldn't watch it. Did you?
The only reason I didn't watch it is because when it comes to stuff that I'm not surprised by anymore, and this is not necessarily my opinion. First of all, you should be informed, so don't take what I did in that situation and not watch the video. Don't do that.
Same with me, because we're speaking on something we didn't even watch.
But in my opinion, I read about it, so I don't know which is better, if you read about it or you watched the video. But yeah. So that's just why I didn't decide to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like,
it's like, okay, he said it. I don't need to hear him saying it to know that, but he said.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't bigger news.
And
but I think it's because it's not like he says outwardly racist thing, but you use a way outdated term. Like, would it be in 1950?
But
because back then saying Negro wasn't offensive. Like, that's just what we were called.
Played in the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, it was called the Negro League.
And the Negro League Commission, whatever their organization, came out and said they didn't find it offensive.
Yeah, you know.
And I don't know who's on that board,
because
but
the term Negro wasn't an offensive term. That was just what they called us. You know. Offensive term was nigger. That's offensive. I mean, let me stop saying that.
Yeah, please stop.
The N-word. That's the slur. I don't think Negroes was a slur. It's literally just what the title of us was back then. In the if you want to call it in the like professional term, you know, that's how it was written in newspapers. You know.
The only thing, I don't even know what the context of him talking about Satchel Paige was.
I don't know either. And I still feel like there's no reason to have used it because you could know a term even though it was at one point normalized, could still, like, you know, we're in a different world. That's could still come across weird to people. It actually could literally make people like probably triggered who lived through that time, you know? Because that's not a term we use today. So, as a president, but I don't know. I feel like his brain is, you know, not really all there. No offense. But you're getting old, you know? So you might have really like tapped into that time, right? Like that, you know, that he was still in those years. Something that subconsciously must have just came across that. It rolls off the tongue like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't have a deep dive for this, so this was your topic.
Yeah, no, I just wrote it because I just thought it was like, it was interesting. So I just wanted to, you know, say if you think it was offensive or not, and if you think that he should have used it at all. I personally don't think I don't think what's it called? Being offensive was the goal, obviously, but you know, you can't tell people what to be offended by, and I'm sure like it wasn't offensive to me personally, but I'm sure to a lot of people it was. And I think he shouldn't have said it. I don't care in what context. Like, I think if you're talking specifically about like if you're using the Negro League in a sentence, because that's like a, you know, actual like, is it a trademark or anything or copyright? So that's literally what it's called. Then yeah, you could say it. But I think he just said like the Great American Negro Player, like something like the way he said it literally wasn't even like nothing like trademark or anything. He just said it. I'm like, you didn't have to say that. So, what do you think?
I would not refer to, I don't know who's a famous white pitcher from back then. I wouldn't refer
Babe
to.
Ruth. He's not a pitcher, but
he actually did pitch.
He did? I didn't know that.
And then there's still some questions around whether Babe Ruth was black or white, so I don't even know if I want to call him.
He looks a little racially ambiguous when you look at some of them old clips. I'm like,
but I wouldn't talk about.
He got black in him.
I wouldn't refer to any white pitcher that played in that era as being the great American white pitcher.
Yeah, like to say the race is kind of like weird. I mean, I guess it's not weird because we still always like the first black president. Like I feel like we as black people put a lot of emphasis on that too.
Yeah, but Satchel Paige, in that context, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
y'all elected
I want Joe Biden out.
Y'all elected him.
Yeah, like Kanye said. Oh yeah, we didn't even have to talk about that. But Drake's Chance Part 2 was good. And Kanye literally said that in his thing. Like black people, like he's like, Democrats, what have you guys done? They be acting like Democrats really haven't done nothing. Kanye said he would vote Democrat once they start doing stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh, did he die? Dang. I didn't know what to say. Dang, he died. No. That's sad. I thought he was gonna make it.
You've been banging your foot on that table all day.
Yeah, I just got news that the 9-year-old at the Astroworld that was in a coma died. Damn. So I was dead. 10 people. That's sad. That just ruined my whole day. I thought he was gonna make it through. Well. Do you have any other things? Any other topics? That was the last topic I had.
that was the last topic I had. What's his name?
The kid? Ezra Blunt? I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Ezra Blunt.
Yes.
The 9-year-old that passed away from his injuries at Astroworld.
That's sad. And the reason why this one, like, for me, is like hits the hardest is because, like, it's not like he passed out from being like suffocated. Like, I think he literally was like trampled. Like, he fell off his dad. You know, like some of these other people who died, like, I think initially they couldn't breathe, so they like passed out, so they didn't even like feel the, they might have not felt the pain of being stomped on. But this kid literally was like knocked out from being stomped on because I think he fell off his dad's shoulder. Dang, I thought he was gonna make it. That's ruined my way. Especially because it's like this hearing his dad talk about, like, he found out about Travis Scott through Fortnite. So, he was like mad excited to be there. That's so messed up.
It's so interesting that Fortnite thing really
got a lot of kids.
And this is not to take away from what happened, but just hearing that is so interesting. I didn't understand the magnitude of that collaboration.
Yeah, so many kids became fans of him.
I just assumed that was just because I thought people were already fans of him, and that just was just one of those things.
Yeah, the way the dad described it was the dad, was a Travis Scott fan. I think he said he'd been to shows before, and then he actually found out, like, oh, you a fan too? Like, him and his son were talking, and his son was talking about Fortnite. He's like, oh, that's cool. Like, we're both a fan. Like, this is the memories we're gonna make together. Yeah, it's messed up. Oh, no, I'm in a bad mood.
Well, yeah, this was definitely a all over the place episode, but I got nothing else. But thank you guys for watching. My name is Alex. I'm alongside Mal, and this has been the A Couple of Things podcast, where we talked about a couple of things. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check in every Monday. Who knows what time, since we've been inconsistent with uploading times.
That's my job too. I'm sorry. It should be 8 a.m. I'll do 8 a.m. tonight. I'm gonna literally write the description right after read it.
Make sure you guys do all your promotion for us and whatnot. But thank you for watching. As always, we will see you guys later.